So previously, when we've talked about dangerous volcanoes, we usually have been referencing Yellowstone, correct? Like Yellowstone can really wreak some havoc. So we've been laser focused on them. You know what I mean? But apparently, apparently, there's another volcano out there that could wreak some havoc on our country. I hadn't been paying attention to it. So this video is titled, Scientists Have Just Revealed This Volcano Eruption Could Create a Mega Tsunami that hits the US. All right, so we're going to take our focus just for a little second off of Yellowstone, for a little brief second. We're going to keep paying attention and see what else is going on out here that we possibly need to worry about and continue to monitor. So if you're new, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. Join the family. Let's check this out. Uh-oh.
La Palma eruption could trigger mega tsunami that hits the US. While the images volcanoes produce can at times be beautiful, no one should underestimate the amount of power these formations have.
And then based off of this picture right here, this here and lies the problem. You see it blowing out and pushing all that ash and soot and all that smoke and stuff like that into the atmosphere. All of that stuff that comes out is what gets in the atmosphere and blocks the sunlight and causes the temperature to drop right here. This is a perfect picture to illustrate what's going on here. Seriously. Perfect. You can't get no better than that.
To be beautiful, no one should underestimate the amount of power these formations have. A volcano eruption in the Spanish Canary island of La Palma triggered fears that a mega tsunami could hit the east coast of the United States.
Yep.
The eruption at the Cumbre Vieja volcanic ridge, which occurred in September of 2021, forced the evacuation of about 5,000 people from their homes around the area. It has been a while since the Spanish people have seen action from the volcano, as the last eruption occurred in 1971. Low-magnitude earthquakes are believed to have triggered the eruption that ignited fear of the possibility of a mega tsunami affecting the US. The fear likely stemmed from a 2001 scientific study published in the journal Geophysical Research Letters that found a link between the eruption of Cumbre Vieja and a mega tsunami that could strike the US. The authors believed that further eruption of the volcano could compromise the entire structure through their investigations of the volcanic eruptions in 1971 and 1949. The authors thought that what they termed the catastrophic failure of its west flank could drop between 150 to 500 kilometers squared of rock into the sea that would cause tsunami waves that would cross the entire Atlantic Ocean. They believed that these tsunami waves could reach the east coast with a height of 33 to 82 feet. Despite their findings, subsequent studies have diminished the threat of a possible tsunami on the east coast due to the volcanic eruption. It has been...
If you like me, first of all, you went to measuring in your mind like how high that would be, right? 10 foot, I started thinking to myself, 10-foot basketball goal. So they say it could be up to 80 feet. That's 80. Woo! That's high. That's very high. Number two, I don't know, man. I might start thinking about moving. You know what I'm saying? The East Coast ain't sounding so good right now. Gosh, leave it. Moving in, you ain't doing nothing but moving closer to Yellowstone.
Feet. Despite their findings, subsequent studies have diminished the threat of a possible tsunami on the east coast due to the volcanic eruption.
Thank you.
It has been argued that any collapse of the ridge triggering the force hypothesized in the study is extremely unlikely because flank collapses would happen in stages. What is known, however, is that a collapse would have devastating effects on the people of La Palma. Janine Krippner, a volcanologist at the Global Volcanism Program, reflected, "This scenario has been discredited by researchers, but it is rampant right now. Experts are lost in the noise, and people cannot access or trust the facts. We look at extreme scenarios in science to understand the entire spectrum of events, out to what may not be possible. Communicating that is so difficult." A 1,720-foot tsunami. Tsunamis are a type of natural disaster that have wreaked havoc and brought devastation to many people's lives. They are high waves from the sea that are typically a consequence of disturbances such as earthquakes. There are some on record of impressive heights, but none more so than in Lituya Bay in 1958. Lituya Bay, found in Alaska, saw the tallest tsunami that we have ever managed to get on record, as it reached a staggering 1,720 feet, earning itself the title of Mega Tsunami. Unfortunately, there were several casualties in this event, with 5 people losing their lives and many injured and homeless. The wave easily cleared trees and soil, leaving behind bedrock in its place. This tsunami followed an earthquake in the area with a magnitude of 7.8. The earthquake itself had led to significant rockfall, and now there is an ongoing debate that is somewhat prevalent. Was the tsunami a result of the earthquake directly, or of the rockfall which caused a significant disturbance upon impact? Unlike tsunamis, mega tsunamis are not believed to occur through the movement of underwater tectonic activity, but rather by the impact of large materials falling suddenly into or near the water. Here, it's clear why the lines are blurred, thanks to the inconclusive nature of the tsunami's origin. This is not the first time that Lituya Bay has experienced heartbreak at the hands of a tsunami.
But that's why they've been talking about global warming so much, as these mountains and places in Antarctica and all this stuff start melting, and all this ice starts melting and it starts going into the water, and different things starts falling into the water. They're talking about it, the water level rising, flooding happening, and then different things like that, man. Stuff falling or a bunch of stuff can create a tsunami as well, possibly. So that's another reason that global warming, they've been screaming and screaming, take care of the planet. Could get bad for us.
Thanks to the inconclusive nature of the tsunami's origin. This is not the first time that Lituya Bay has experienced heartbreak at the hands of a tsunami. Over a span of just a century and a half, it's thought that 4 or 5 mega tsunamis hit the area.
4 or 5?
Natural disasters of any volume are devastating, though one of this size, magnitude, and sheer immensity brought huge losses to Alaska, with some suggesting that this was the event that pushed the category of mega tsunami into existence.
This is totally making me not want to go to the beach right now. My kids is on spring break soon. And we talked about the beach. This is totally not making me feel comfortable at the beach this week or next week.
Brought huge losses to Alaska, with some suggesting that this was the event that pushed the category of mega tsunami into existence. Severe droughts have revealed the Spanish Stonehenge. In the wake of the horrendous heatwave that befell Europe this summer, a striking discovery was made. This year's drought has been the worst drought in half a millennium, but at the very least, the suffering has rendered fruitful archaeological findings. Due to the lowered water levels in Spain's countryside, the dolmen of Guadalparal, or otherwise known as the Spanish Stonehenge, has been uncovered. The dolmen of Guadalparal is a prehistoric circular structure composed of almost 100 megalithic stones, which archaeologists and scientists estimate to be at least 8,000 years old. Dolmen were ancient stone structures thought to have been primarily used as tombs. Angel Castano, the president of a Spanish cultural organization, stated, "All my life, people had told me about the dolmen. I had seen parts of it peeking out from the water before, but this is the first time I've seen it in full. It's spectacular because you can appreciate the entire complex for the first time in decades." The 6-foot-tall megaliths were first found by the German archaeologist Hugo Obermeier in 1926. As such, people have known about the dolmen since the 1920s, but rarely have people had the chance to see them fully and up close due to the waters that usually submerge them. The construction of the Valdecañas Reservoir, led by Francisco Franco in 1963, permanently drowned the structure underwater. The top of the dolmen of Guadalparal can be seen when the reservoir is at a low capacity, but this summer has revealed more of it than the public has seen in decades. When, who, or what made the dolmen of Guadalparal is an enigma, much like the British Stonehenge.
But it's kind of like you in a you happy that it exposed some history, some things that we didn't know was underwater. Like you're always happy with the discoveries and everything, but then you got to sit back to yourself and think, the water level is dropping. What's causing it? What's going on here? Why is the water level dropping so drastically? Look how much it's uncovered. So on one hand, you're happy with the discovery, but on the second hand, you're like trying to figure out like what's happening though. Why is the water level dropping so much?
The public has seen in decades. When, who, or what made the dolmen of Guadalperal is an enigma, much like the British Stonehenge.
That's another good
A
question.
theory suggests that the dolmen of Guadalperal was made to calculate the summer solstice. Another implies that it served as a temple, and another idea claims it might have been a physical map of the nearby river Tagus.
Map?
Raíces de Paraleda created a Change.org petition in hopes of obtaining enough signatures to persuade the Spanish government to remove the circle from the reservoir and onto dry land, or preferably into a museum. So
I like the idea of a temple though. That's what these used to give me the vibes of in the beginning, of a temple. Then it moved from temple to like burial site. This could be like a burial, you know what I mean? But temple, I like the idea of that.
So far, their petition has over 45,000 signatures. It's a dire situation as history crumbles in front of our very eyes. The stone megaliths have already begun to crumble into nothingness due to their years underwater, and if nothing is done soon, they will disappear forever. In Castaños' own words, if we don't act now, it could be too late. But what do you make of these recent discoveries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.
Isn't it great, y'all? The things that we have to worry about. Now, I know some of y'all are just like, hey, man, it is what it is at this point. You're not going to put me in a state of fear for the rest of my life. That's not what I'm trying to do, man. Just bringing things to your attention, showing you different possibilities, at the same time, giving you the history of this planet, things that have happened before that they've discovered, and things that it could possibly lead to in the future. Knowing how to notice the signs and recognize what this planet is telling us. It's telling us, basically, if we know what to look for and pay attention to, it's telling us what's going on with it. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. I believe in all that type of stuff, man. If we learn about it, we can either make it safer, we can prepare for the future, we can have options possibly. Now with tsunamis, hey, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? By the time you look up and see that water, it's over. It's over. It's over. But if we do learn different things, like the whole DART mission where they're able to go out and blow asteroids off its course instead of coming directly at our planet, then we can continue to figure out things and do different things, man. I'm with it. I'm cool. I'm down. But I just don't want y'all to think I'll be coming here just to scare you. Oh, the end is coming. The end is coming. Nah, that's not what it is. It's not what it is at all, bro. So y'all get at me in the comment section, though, man, and let me know what you thought of this video. And stick around and stay tuned. Till the next one, I'm gone. Peace.